schedule is got to be a big piece of motivation. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, because you've got so many guys on our team that used to play for Buffalo,
Right.
They take it very personally when they play the Bandits. So it's easy to get up for.
Yeah, and it seems like when this team gets up, when they're all there and they got all their their noggins in the game, they're very difficult to beat.
Yeah, like I said, when they're that team, or they refer to themselves still as the Wolf Pack,
right?
Because it's kind of like one unit out on the turf, and when they're playing like that, you're right. I mean, they look unstoppable. It's trying to replicate that effort every week.
Right. Craig, couple quick questions for you. The attendance last night in Mohegan Sun, only 3558. Is that a concern? Are they concerned about that, or?
I don't think so. I mean, it's their first season. Actually, I was talking to a couple of the guys after the game and the coaches, and they were impressed they had 3,500 because a Sunday 6:00 game, and the weather was just atrocious.
Okay.
So, I mean, Boston was all snowed in, so people were lucky they made it to the game.
Okay.
So I wouldn't see that as a negative. And the atmosphere there is great. What they're doing, I think they've got some good building blocks for the end of the season and for next season. So I'll be interested to see how they do the rest of the year.
Speaking of attendance, the Nighthawks' attendance seems like it's down a little bit, 6,720 through only 3 games, not much of a sample, but down from 7,654 last season. Is that a concern at all? I mean, it's sometimes to me, as a longtime fan and as an observer, it's a little bit disappointing not to see the arena more full for a team that's just won 3 straight championships.
It concerns me as well.
Yeah, obviously, people get used to winning, and we'd love to have the stands packed every season, and that's the job of the front office. Players win games, and we have to come up with creative ideas to get some people in the seats. So, you're going to see the next couple of weeks, we're rolling out different promotions, and we've got Ted Nolan and Matt Molson.
I saw that. I thought that was really cool on the same night. To have Molson, night. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get the casual fan, or maybe someone that has never seen lacrosse to come in, and maybe that's the hook to get them in there.
Craig, how are the Toronto Rock so good this year after being so mediocre and disappointing last year? They're just blowing the doors off everything this year.
Yeah, you know what? They made a very concerted effort in the offseason to fortify their defense. And they brought in 3 really big guys, and Brody Merrill, Jeff Gilbert, and Brock Sorensen, who are all over 6'3".
Wow!
So they're big, fast.
That's always been. It seems like that's always been Toronto's thing, though, to have those just giant trees in the backfield, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean you're going back to the days of like Pat Coyle,
right? Who was that big guy that beat up
Dan
Sean Evans?
Dan
Ledeckerr. He was a scary dude.
He's a police officer. He's a Toronto police
officer.
He's
one of the coaches.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, and Brandon Miller last year was a late season acquisition, and he's been their starter this year. Although Nick Rose does have 2 wins, Miller's their guy. So, and their offense has been unbelievable this year. Rob Hellier has been great. Garrett Billings, I think, should be coming back fairly soon to their offense, which is even scarier when you consider that they're 6-1 without him. So, we'll see. We always play Toronto tough, and they've been having a lot of success, especially this past weekend. So, they right now they're the team to beat in the East.
I think it's going to be a great battle in the East the rest of the year between Rochester and Toronto. I really think it's going to be those 2 teams battling it out for first place, and I think it's going to be very fun
exciting
down the stretch. Craig, thank you so much for joining us. This is great. Great to have that insight. One more thing. Casey Zaff entering the Nighthawks Hall of Fame.
That was nice.
Yeah, February 28th. Casey Zaff and his family will be here. One of our unsung heroes. Played here 6 years. He got here the same year that I did in 2000. So, very good friend of mine, and I cannot wait for that night. We have about 25 alumni members coming in.
Very cool. Wow.
From every era. So, I mean, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a great night when Casey goes into the Hall of Fame.
All right. Well, of course, this Saturday, a rematch against the I-90 rivals, the Buffalo Bandits, 7:30 at the Blue Cross Arena. And Craig, the longtime play-by-play man, love listening to you. I love hearing you on the radio broadcasts on 105.5 The Team. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. That was Craig Rybczynski.
Great.
And he
insight.
really does a great job.
Oh,
he's I think by far the best box lacrosse announcer in the world.
Hands down.
No one else is as exciting as him.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't think there's really anyone else that really devotes to the game of lacrosse like he does.
Really knows lacrosse.
I think that's the difference. Like, whereas hockey, you have that, baseball, you have that. He's like the lacrosse guy.
He really knows his stuff. All right, we have one more guest, Craig Potter, local sports writer for CNCLive.com. Craig, you are at pretty much every game, I think, at the Blue Cross Arena, except, I don't know, I was at the Razor Sharks game today. Were you there?
For the race car, no. I've just been doing the Amerks, the Nighthawks, and the Lancers.
All right, so let's talk a little Amerks hockey. They are on a surprising roll, getting 10 of their last 12 points. Most of those wins coming on the road, and they're now only, it's a lot, but only 9 points out of the playoffs. 9 points behind the 8th place Texas Stars. Texas does have 2 games in hand. Craig, do they have any shot at the playoffs?
They'll climb for sure. They're 4-0-3 in their last 7, which is the season high for them.
So they would have to go on quite a run, though, it seems like, to make the playoffs. I saw someone on Twitter that covers the team. He said 20-5. To make the playoffs, that's a lot of wins.
Order.
Do you see? Have you done any math? Do you know how many victories you think they need?
No, I haven't done the math, and again with having to climb over 5 teams and only 24 games left. I honestly don't think that they'll probably make it. They might come close, but. I hope they prove me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Realistically, it's a long shot at best.
Craig, let's talk a little bit about their goaltending situation right now. You got 4 goaltenders that are kind of maybe at a similar level as far as level of play. I mean, obviously Neuvirth has the most experience of any of them, but you got Andrei Makarov, Matt Hackett, Michael Neuvirth, and the new guy, Anders Lindback, the top 4 goalies in the organization. I was surprised that when they got Lindback in the trade for Jonas Enroth, that they didn't send him here and call up Hackett. Is that because of Hackett's knee, or are they not that high on Hackett yet?
I really don't know. Again, Hackett's just coming off his knee injury, and he's only played a few games, and did not do back-to-back games. So he did Wednesday and Friday, so they had that day off in between. So that's the first time this season that he's done 2 straight games.
Oh, okay.
But because of conditioning and everything, he has yet to do like a Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday type situation. So I think that's probably one reason why they, kept Lindback up in Buffalo. Plus, he's already been playing in the NHL this season.
Okay.
So not that well, but
of course, we lost
rookie year with the Amerks, so he'd be
right.
The emergency call up if needed.
And then the Amerks lost Joel Armia to St. John's in another trade. Big loss, at least in the short term, for the Amerks, as he was definitely one of the most exciting players to watch. I mean, you look back, he scored some real highlight reel goals this year. A lot of stuff that went viral on Twitter and Facebook came from Joel Armia. But we got Phil Varone, 39 points, Johan Larsson, 37 points, Tim Schaller, 36 points. Are these kind of the guys that they're now looking to for the scoring?
Well, you also have Mikhail Grigorenko.
Yeah.
Who's
I think he's at 30 points.
And probably will not play this week. I think they're hoping that he might return next week. So they still have, some good offense there. But again, depending what other trades Buffalo might make, Johan Larsson got called up because Patrick Kaleta either was injured or sick, and so he got called up to fill in. So, you have to throw that into the equation too about their chances of making the playoffs and picking up those 9 points and 5 teams.
Are they, from talking to the team in the locker room, do you get the sense that they think it's a possibility? They think it's a realistic possibility, or are they, just looking to play out the year?
No, I think they have a positive attitude in the locker room, and they're taking, one game at a time, knowing that they really need to win each game going forward and give that 100% effort for 60 minutes. And, the last 7 games, they've at least earned 1 point, and they, need to keep that going. Preferably, the more games you can win in regulation, especially if it's against one of the North Division teams, to keep them from gaining any more points against you.
Right. And, of course, they return to action Wednesday night in Hamilton. Haven't played Hamilton in a while. Seems like all they've been playing lately, is Utica or Adirondack or Syracuse. So that'll be nice to see them play someone different. And John, Shane Prince, the Rochester product, received his first call-up to the NHL yesterday. So congratulations to Shane Prince.
Nice.
Called up from the Binghamton Senators to Ottawa. Craig, I am surprised it took that long for the Senators to call him up to the NHL. He's been having a great year with Binghamton, leading them in scoring.
Yeah, so glad to see that for Shane. It's his, I believe it's his 3rd season in Binghamton now, so looks like he's lined it out into form. So, congratulations again for him, and hopefully he'll do well with the Ottawa Senators.
And I think he's actually playing right now in Ottawa as we speak. They're home at the what's their arena called? Scotiabank place. All these Canadian banks.
It used to be the Coliseum, but
no, that was no, John. That was Quebec.
No.
Le Colisée Pepsi.
I'm not talking about that.
Le Colisée Pepsi. That was in Quebec. No, it used to be called something else, though. But
no, I thought they called it the Coliseum before.
I don't think so. We can look it up, but I don't know. Anyways, Craig, we can find your stuff on cnclive.com, right?
Well, CNC Worldwide is the network. We have 5 local affiliates: GreeceNYLive.com, RochesterNYLive.com, AroundTheCourtLive.com, PenfieldLive.com, and WebsterLive.com.
All right.
Those are the affiliates. CNC Worldwide is the network.
And check those out. Craig, I read your stuff every day. I think you do a great job covering the Amerks and the Lancers and the Nighthawks. And I love your work, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. That was Craig Potter from CNC, all those websites, cnclive.com, RochesterNewYorkLive.com. He really does a good job, and it's nice to have more than just the DNC covering the team. That's what we're trying to do here. We're for the longest time, the only place you could find any local professional sports coverage was the DNC, and a little bit on 1280, right?
Yeah.
But now it's different. Now, I mean, John DiTullio, he does a better job now. He covers more of the local sports.
And
you got us, who cover
one of the
only
things.
local pro sports. You got that Soccer's a Kick in the Grass on WYSL 1040. You got Soccer Sam's show, Kick This, 11 a.m. on 1280 on Saturdays. So you got a bunch of shows that are, focusing just on the local pro teams, which is how it should be.
I think that that will help our teams get more attendance because
you get the word out there.
A lot of people just they don't think about it. They
ignore
know
it,
they know it's there. They may have heard about it, but when it's more put